President Biden is crystal clear. Serbia has to recognize the Republic of Kosovo now. America is the key to recognition of Kosovo and the guarantee of peace in the Balkans. It is a very good decision of Prime Minister Albin Kurti to make a major American goodwill tour now. I recommend him to apply to NATO immediately upon his return to Pristina. It is better not to wait for goodwill from Belgrade. There will be not any of the goodwill without Kosovo forcing the issue and applying to NATO. Now, after the application of the Council of Europe, that was a very good decision, it's now very urgent that the Kosovo government applies to the EU and NATO now, ahead of the major world summits of the EU, NATO and G7, from 23rd of June to the 30th of June. In that week, all major decisions will be taken for the rest of the US and EU governing mandates until the European Parliament elections 2024 and also the presidential election in America 2024. Nice letters are nice. Real applications matter most. Once the letters are out for the NATO and EU membership status of Kosovo, we will see who is a real friend of the Republic of Kosovo and of peace in the Balkans, and who is a fair weather friend from a distance and who is in reality doesn't care for Kosovo. Second, there can be no compromise on sovereignty. It was mentioned in that letter, but that's a mistake. You are either sovereign or not. It's not a compromise for Serbia to recognize Kosovo. That's an irreversible fact already since the 17th February 2008, and actually since the end of the war in 1999, since Kumanovo armistice. There can be no compromise for Kosovo on sovereignty, as Kosovo is an international recognized republic. So the word compromise is a major mistake and shouldn't be used. What is required is a future of Serbia and Kosovo, and actually Bosnia, in NATO and EU and with the euro as currency, as supranational unification process, as we in the EU are a supranational unification process, and being a member of the same defense alliance using the same currency will overcome borders, past division, and will unite all Balkans with the EU and NATO. As with France and Germany, eternal enemies for a millennium or more, now united in NATO, EU and the euro. This must be the same for Serbia and Kosovo. This is the only way for lasting peace in the Balkans and Europe. Serbia will only recognize Kosovo once all other Balkan states, and here especially Bosnia and Kosovo, must be in NATO and have everybody the euro as currency. So Albania, Macedonia, Bosnia must adopt the euro now, and are the danger of of isolation of Serbia must be there. And only in this danger of full isolation, alone in the Balkans, outside NATO and the EU and the euro, only in that moment Serbia will recognize and then the Republic of Kosovo. That is why EU and US strategy to appease and appeal to Serbia with cevapci cooking and being nice to Vucic is absolutely wrong. Serbia must be isolated, the EU candidate negotiations must be suspended, so Serbia is not showing any goodwill on Kosovo and Ukraine, the most important issues for Europe. Only once the danger of isolation is clearly visible, Serbia will turn to the West and recognize Kosovo and join sanctions against Russia and be a full worthy member of the European Union as well then possible, because then they can join. So no kebab with Mr. Vucic, but suspension of the EU candidate status and isolation. That's the better strategy of Europe and of America for Serbia, and then recognition will be the result of that one. Thanks a lot.